Hello and welcome to our webinar. I am Jacqueline and I am the founder and creator of a very successful matchmaking agency. And I am really excited that you're taking time out of your busy schedule to be able to learn and grow. I'm sure that there'll be some people that'll keep popping on as we get started. So I wanted to make sure, though, that we didn't wait because I've got a lot of amazing information to share with you. So congratulations for participating and choosing to step up. We threw this option of a webinar out in very short notice, so it's exciting to see who's ready to step up, do more, and have more with their own success. So congratulations to you, and I'm looking forward to sharing so much information with you. So go ahead and feel free to type into the chat box if you have any questions that you would like for me to cover while I go along and give you just some highlights and glimpses of some powerful information for your success. And I'm going to be sharing my screen with information for you, and we will get started with so much more to share with you. Hello. I thought I'd say hi. You could see me with know who you're talking to, and I really wanted to share with you a lot about what makes being successful in this incredible dream-filled love business. What's exciting and fun and rewarding is that you get to bring people together. You get to hear success stories about their love journey. You get to be that person, the person that does the and then some, that nobody else will. It's amazing how many times we would have clients come in and say, well, I've told my friends and family I'm single. You'd think they'd have somebody that I could meet. And then when they actually do get an introduction from a friend, which is always wonderful and sweet and sometimes works, they often say, wow, I didn't really realize how my friend perceived me. So they are very clear that they wish and hoped that we could do a little more personal work, because friends know you, but they know you as friends. They don't know you as what you're looking necessarily for in a partner, or what kind of a partner you would be. So as a matchmaker, you are given the privilege, the honor, and the opportunity to bring people together that never would have met. Now, I started my agency in 2010, and it took off so fast, so crazy. It was amazing. What was exciting about it was that I started with a dream in my heart. I started with a desire. I started with a wish, a hope, and a prayer that it would come together, because my dream really was to support people that really wanted to find love. And yes, there's lots of different ways we can go about doing that, but I found that most people were really bad at dating, and they were really bad at meeting new quality people. It was a cheesy guy at the bar that's sitting there hitting on all the girls, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the kind of guy some gal's going to want to date. And there's the girls that a little bit looser than they should be, and those girls get their number asked for all the time at the bars, but they're not necessarily looking for a relationship either. So I found that there was a real need to filter, protect, and discover a whole lot more. Our agency does background checks. Our agency really gets to know. It's one thing to do a background check of online to see what's there, but it's a whole nother story to actually find out about their background. What's their relationship history? What is it that they are doing that would resonate at a higher level with somebody else? It was neat. I was coming in and talking to our other matchmaker, who is now the owner of the agency, and she was telling me about a consultation she did with a new gal. And as soon as she's talking to her, she's thinking of the person she wants to match her with. And what a neat feeling that while you are meeting people, you are being that intricate piece that these other people are looking for to bring it together. And so you're making love connections that will ripple to an incredible distance. One of the most exciting things is when you get to see the long-term benefits of your work. I was just looking at a Facebook post of one of my matches that's been together for, about 2.5 years, doing really, really great. And her just saying how much her life is different because she's got him, her man that I got her together with. And she's so happy. I mean, to see the difference in her communication style, it has made all of the work that we did together so worth it. So as you develop and design your own matchmaking agency, some of you have already kicked it off and have been building your business, and others of you are still kind of on the fence waiting until you have all the ducks in a row. I know there's a lot of planners, and I definitely was one of those that I just kind of threw it out there. I had people mailing me checks before I even knew my company name. So I kind of just went for it, but I did spend the previous 3 years before I started the agency doing research. I wanted to find out why other people were not very successful at this. It's an agency, unfortunately, that has a bad reputation of a business land because so many people are bad matchmakers. They take the money and they run. They don't see it through. So that was something I needed to discover. Why were so many people so unsuccessful? A lot of people think you just need a ton of great people. You need a lot of wonderful people around. You need people that just want to meet. I initially kind of thought, well, there are a lot of great singles out there. If I screen them, I can get them the right match. Well, people are really, really picky. They're really particular about what they want. And so I found that what was really, really crazy is that you had to get to the place of understanding what they needed. So I'm going to go through all of my little points, make sure that you have some extra tips, extra tools to move yourself forward. I want your success because knowing that we have many, many matchmakers that are out there bringing love together, it can only be a win-win opportunity. There are incredible singles in every city, all through the nation and in other countries that deserve this opportunity. They deserve to move forward in finding their own love person. I'll tell you, we've got over 1,500 people in our system, and that means there's a lot of great singles looking for love. They just doesn't mean that they all go together. And I think that was one of the biggest things. People think, oh, you're single, I'll put those two singles together. Yeah, it doesn't really work that way. So recently, I think you might have received an email, hopefully you did, announcing that I sold my company. And as I just mentioned a few moments ago, that our other matchmaker is now the new owner. The reason I did this is that I wanted to reach a broader audience of educators and inspire more people to be matchmakers. Because as much as my city could come together and I could match a certain amount of people, I could never reach the level I really wanted to by myself. So I realized it was time to loosen the reins of my local community, pass them on to someone else who's ready and very willing. She's actually been a part of my agency for the last 2.5 years. She originally started out as a writer. She developed content on the love business. And then I was traveling a great deal over the last year and said, hey, do you want to step up and be the main matchmaker of the city? Well, she did, and she's done wonderful. And together, we were both matching clients, working together. And it's a little bit tricky when you have multiple matchmakers in the same agency because you're trying to coordinate who did you call and who's actually single and what did you get updates on. So we did that a lot, but it was a little bit of a juggling dance. And then knowing that I had really designed, created, and in my heart, put my intuitive matchmaking agency to be something that I would sell within 3 to 5 years. Well, 3.5 years later, the opportunity came together. The opportunity was made possible because I was ready to go broader. I was ready to reach the masses. So that's why I'm talking to you now, because I truly, truly believe in when we can get enough people doing the right things, the ripple effect will be really, truly, I don't even think we can measure it, but it's going to touch so many lives because when you bring two great people together, it now affects the community. It affects their family. Maybe they're step-parents. Maybe they're going to have children. Maybe they're going to be homeowners someday. We don't know what the effects are going to be, but I can tell you there's going to be a lot more love in the world because of what you're doing, what we're doing together. So the exciting part is that when I started my agency, I had no training. I had no knowledge of really how to be a matchmaker other than what I had researched. So I applaud you for getting the training, getting the information, and seeking for more answers. I truly love to walk the walk with business owners. I have had this agency for 3.5 years, and now I'm so honored because I have just sold it for multiple 6 figures. You make really good money as a matchmaker, but your money is a reflection of your deserve level and what you think you should be paid for the work that we do. It's amazing. I have clients that have paid me up to $22,000 to find their person. So you can sell memberships at all stages, all levels, but it's your willingness to do the work. It's your ability to take it to the next level. And because of my wonderful matchmaker Brooke becoming the new owner, I am so excited because now I can also create my mentor programs and guide all of the entrepreneurs out there that want to do the and then some. I'm not looking for the whiners or the people that really don't want to work or the slackers, because this isn't something that you have at 9 to 5 hours. Love doesn't stop. It wants you at 5 o'clock in the morning. Someone wakes up so joyous because they have this incredible person that they're going to have a date with that next night. Or it's going to be the weekend that they get to get away. Last night, I was talking to one of my clients. She moved out of the area, and so we focus on email updates, and I give her coaching and advice with the people she's meeting. So I'm not actually even matching her anymore. I am focusing on guiding her on her journey. So she is loving it because she has only been, gosh, she moved a month ago, and she's already on to second date with a really neat guy. She's become part of certain groups because of the guides and steps and tools that I have been providing her. She is forever grateful, but it's allowing her to get real-time advice, real-time support. A lot of matchmakers out there just straight up match. So all they do is put two people together. And I think that is one of the biggest pieces of why most matchmakers fail. Why most matchmakers are actually not very good at this, because they actually, honestly, they just think, oh, you want someone this tall, you want somebody this weight, you want somebody with this religion, this age, and they think that'll work. But you've got to make sure people are in the right place. And so you are taking the time to become educated. You're taking the time to learn more. And because of that, your clients are going to benefit triple-fold. I was amazed at how much money I was making. And it was hard to let go of some of that portion, but to know that I was able to sell the company for multiple six figures and only having had it for a few years and starting from scratch, anything is possible for you. So that's where I want to start and go into talking about what it is that we're doing. So I'm going to make sure that I've got our screen sharing. Are you able to see our screen that shows what we're talking about? So I'm going to pull that page up. I got to find all my information here. Okay, perfect. All right, so now you guys are going to see my, still got my face here for it, but this is our gratitude for success, believing in your dreams coming true in life, love, and business. So the first topic I want to cover is how to double your sales, triple your enrollment, and quadruple your match options for clients. This actually is easier than you think, but crazier than you can imagine. So the big key to double your sales goals is that you first of all have got to reach bigger. So many people are small thinkers. So many people are more scared of failing that they try for such small goals that you have to have bigger, but not so big that you already failed because there's no way you could reach it. So one of the big things I talk about with doubling your sales goals is that you have to make the commitment to what else you're going to do in order to achieve the sales success. When we reach up to $50,000 in a month, and we've done this because we raised our prices as our success grew. So often people have really little prices because they feel like it's hard value that you can put on. I mean, truthfully, you're selling an idea. You're selling a possibility. You're selling the option that maybe you might find somebody that might want to go out with your person. And I've had clients that have been in our year program. I've had them on many dates, and at the end of the year, they didn't find love. But what they've often say is, you know what, I realized I had to find myself. So you have to remember what you're giving them is more than just a man or a woman to spend the rest of their life with. You're giving them hope. You're giving them your time, your value. So one of the first things is I want you to really look at your prices. I want you to look at what you have equated your value of time in exchange for what you are delivering in the service. obviously when you start, I mean, my first membership level was $975 for a year of matchmaking. And then by the time I was closing up and ending the agency, it was closer to about $5,500 for pretty much the same package. And so in 3 years, I went from almost $1,000 a month that I was charging to over $5,000. So you're going to be able to give raises. It's always kind of was fun, and as I was growing the company, to go, well, it looks like we're time for a raise. The demand's getting higher, and it's getting easier to close people. So that's one of the big things. Tripling your enrollment is actually about you deciding new ways. You should be out every week going to some type of networking. So in your mind, you want to be thinking 4 to 6 networking events that you're going to go to, just mingles. You're not actually going to get very good clients at networking events, which was a shocker to us. We thought we'd get some really neat people. The people we found from the networking events were actually more often thinking they were doing us a favor. Well, since they were willing to date one of our clients, we were so lucky. So what we found is we got really great referrals. So it was better to go to a mingle, a social, interactive networking event where we just kind of got to know people, where we were top of mind awareness, we had our name badges, we mingled, we asked people what they were looking for. There was no hard sell. We collected cards so we could keep them in our database. But what that did is it actually had them tell their friend. It showed them that we were nice, comfortable, safe people to talk to. And those referrals equaled higher paying clients. So make sure you are out where there is face recognition, there is some similarity. Like we often, our colors are red, gray, and black. We always try our best to remember to wear our look. So when people see us, there's a certain image that they expect that goes with our look, our classy style. We have a certain way that we want to be represented and remembered. So that's a big part of it. The next thing with quadrupling your match options, one of the things that I often struggled with that actually our new owner, Brooke, is better at is to not get so worried about everything being perfect for your client. My thing was I wanted to get to 70%, and I feel that that is the best balance. She's actually even good at doing it at 60% of their matches. This is how you're actually going to get more matches when you figure out what's most important. If being with another Christian is super important, then make sure you've got them with another Christian. If having a baby is really important, sometimes you have to step back because a lot of guys I find, they actually want children if they're in that correct age, but they focus more on the partner before they focus on the baby because their clock doesn't tick the same as a girl. Whereas a lot of women will be like, I won't even date a man unless he totally wants to have kids. But I've honestly found a lot of men that have said, when I find the right woman, I'll want to have children, but I really want to make sure we've got a solid relationship. So that actually increased our matches tremendously. But I also got people to get over the whole age thing, where I have a couple, they're 14 years apart, they've been married for over a year, and I remember when I first introduced her, they almost didn't go out on a date because of the age, and she actually talked to her dad about it, and her dad said, you never know, he might be the one. And she didn't even want to give him her phone number or have us give her phone number because she just didn't want one more guy having her number that she didn't like. So I actually physically went to the coffee shop and introduced them to send them on to the restaurant. And at the end, she sent me the email saying, I gave him my phone number, and they were married a little over a year later. And they're actually about to have their first child together. She actually already had a child. She had a child that was a preteen, and she had been a solo parent, never married. So it was exciting to be able to see what she was able to manifest in her own life, make the choice for something more. And then what was really exciting and honestly wonderful is this guy's quite a bit older, but he always did want children, just kind of thought he might never have children, to find out that because she's so much younger, she could. Now, he wasn't actually the client. He was on the database level. She was the client. And so it wasn't like this is an older man wanting a younger woman. They were just perfect for each other. Everything else lined up. So I let the age out, and I encouraged her, and thank goodness I did because that was a glorious wedding to be there for. That's important. So think about the things that you could easily get caught up in, because so often, truthfully, I almost want to say, people want to put money in a vending machine and hope they can pop out the right person. Well, we're not in control of the universe. We can't control and make people go out, because trust me, there's so many times we've met just the perfect match and we're so excited about their date, and then they mess it up. They totally ruin everything. So our role is to, one, not get too emotional, which is I had a hard time with, and it's also important that we step back and we take ownership. We take ownership about the life that we really want to have for our clients. And that's what's awesome. Like one of my clients too, she actually came in and she had so much junk in her life going on. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to match you for 3 months. I'm not going to match you at all. And I didn't even know who I wanted to match her with in the first place, but I knew she had to get her ducks in a row. I knew she had to get life together. And so as soon as she was done with the 3 months, she did 3 months of homework. She did everything, and we actually have a monthly workbook that we give our clients. She opened herself up, and she's like, okay, I've done the work. I'm ready. Can I meet someone? You know what? It only took one match for her, and she's been with this guy for a really long time because she was ready to receive him. So it allowed me the opportunity to have a better match for this guy because I did the work with her before I let the two of them meet. And I knew more about him and what he had gone through, so therefore I was more equipped to give her the tools to make sure she was ready for him too. That allowed for quality matching. So think about your matches and think about what you could open people up to. Unfortunately, people get so caught up in their expectation, in their list, what they've created. And your role really is to get people to realize the other person's superhuman and wonderful, awesome, great too. So because they're super and you really like them, they should give it a chance. We often say the phrase, we'd never match you with somebody we wouldn't break bread with. So think about that when you are introducing people, when you are allowing yourself a new opportunity of exposure. Think about trying a little extra and just keeping them aware that being open is a good idea. That will actually quadruple your matches. You're going to be quite shocked, honestly, how many more matches you're going to get when you don't let the client completely rule the request. Now, there are some people that are difficult and they really don't want to be successful, but then you have to pull them back and say, if you don't let me match you with somebody who makes a good portion of your match request, and you're so set on the specific requirements, you're actually denying yourself a chance to meet somebody great. So sometimes it's a little tough love you got to throw in there too. So I want you to become very aware of that. Now the next point that we're going to talk about, and I'll scroll down here so you can see a little bit better, how to make simple marketing that has your ideal client ready to buy, credit card in hand as fast as 2 minutes. This is where you need systems in place right away. I really strongly encourage and guide all of my matchmakers, the ones that are in the agency and the ones that have built their own companies, that you have to have a point of purchase right away. We have an online system that they pay for a consultation. This is important because once they paid once, then they'll be ready to pay twice. So it's something that you have to remember is have an automated system. They fill out their online information. They fill out their name and age and what they're looking for and a little bit of details about them. Just an inquiry on your website, and it's followed up with another email that says, great, well, our consultations are paid, and we have them for 30 minutes or 90 minutes. Which would you prefer? The 90 minutes is $225, and we'll give you some dating action plan details and first month of homework. Or you can do 30 minutes, and we will get to know you and discover more about you. And those are $99. So you can go from $225 to $99 based on the time. But when you give people choices, they have a reason to pick one or the other. So it's awesome because, of course, we love wake-up money because somebody was on your website over the evening, filled out your information, you get on the computer in the morning, and oh my gosh, there's money. And you have your booking link for your next appointment. You need to have a call to action. There needs to be something of what to do next. And if people aren't willing to pay to meet you, even if you do a special promotion, we've done those too, then they're not really serious. If they're expecting this to be like an online dating situation, it's going to be a rude awakening. So in order to get quality payments from people for the higher levels, you got to get the first payment. You got to get the first yes out of them. The first, I'm willing to respect your time and professionalism in exchange for what you are going to do for me. So that's going to get you the quick sales. So I'm excited for you. Now our next point is how to build your email list quickly and launch your products and programs without spending money on expensive advertising. You know what's going to be the key with this? is getting your videos going. We actually have a training course that you could always sign up for. We're going to train on the keywords, but for those of you that are part of the free webinar, this is how you're going to get your message out there faster. Google's great, and video with YouTube is great, and people love doing the searches, and a lot of you found us through searching how to start your own matchmaking agency. So it's going to give you the ability with your keywords, but the video is actually going to pop you up higher. It's going to give you more credibility. When somebody can see and hear and understand what you're talking about, it makes a difference. We shot a video very early on in the very beginning of the business, and it just talks a little bit about the program, talks about what you do. It helps put another dimension to you, and that's the focus we want for you to benefit from in exchange. So you're going to get a lot faster traffic, a lot faster movement forward when people have something that will capture their attention. So just do little webcam videos or take your flip video outside, but do just 2 to 5 minute little intro on what makes you unique and why hiring a matchmaker such as yourself will be a good idea. You don't even have to pay for these searches. You just need to get the video going and then take the time to add them to your LinkedIn, add them to your Facebook. Make yourself a page of your Facebook business so that it's on there. You really need and want and deserve to take the extra steps to get your message out there. You've got to be different. You've got to be unique. What makes your message so powerful? Why would somebody pick you over somebody else? I've had people pick me from many, many states away because of my intuitive gift. What makes you unique? Figure that out and totally capitalize on that. So now the next thing, the secret yet simple formula to success you absolutely must have in your marketing sales funnel right now to make money and big impact now. You want to know what that is? I'm pretty excited. The secret really is that you're willing to do the and then some. That might seem small, but actually it's huge. What I have found with other matchmaking agencies that we get complaints about is that they're not willing to do the professional work. You need an assistant. You need somebody who is going to show that you are too important, too successful to just do any little phone call. And it's not that your assistant isn't phenomenal. It's that your assistant is a filter. It is that immediately in your funnel, it's going to make you more money because they don't get caught up trying to sell your services as you, because you can only do that. They get set and focused on getting those appointments booked, getting those consultations sold. This is a very simple step, but most people think they can do it all by themselves. Even if you just got a friend that you could train some of the basics on, that could answer the phone, who could do some follow-up with you, that's actually going to be one of your biggest keys to success. You need to be able to be with the people that have chosen and paid to be with you. The other is having that assistant that can keep the flow going. I tried to do a lot of this by myself in the beginning, and it just became overwhelming, not to mention very emotionally draining, because if I wasn't doing the admin work, then those people weren't getting followed up with, but then if I wasn't doing the matchmaking work, then I wasn't getting matches together, and it was just too many hats to wear. So in order to create this step, it's very simple. Have somebody else that says, hey, you know what? I'll take that message. I'll answer your basic question. But in order to get to the matchmaker, you got to pay for her time. You've got to commit to it, because that's your first step. We often say that, my assistant's the gatekeeper. You got to get through her to get to me. But it raised the credibility of what I was offering. That's a huge difference. It's not about you being snobby and unapproachable. It's about somebody else has to do the first round of filter. I did so many stupid, unnecessary appointments with people that didn't even appreciate it, wanted freebies. I always gave everything away. So I needed somebody else to make sure, in order to support my sales funnel, was that this person was able to keep it going, keep it fluid, and I could focus more on the heart stuff and they could work on the business stuff. And that allowed for our consistency. So find yourself somebody you can trust, even if it's one day a week. Maybe on Saturdays they come in and they do some client follow-ups and they do some checking. They write some emails for you. But you really need and deserve to do it, because there's big money in this business. But if you're wearing all the hats, it just doesn't look professional enough. So allow yourself a chance to raise your deserved level and go a little higher. Now, this, as we wrap up, discover the steps to maximize business growth in the holiday season. All right, I'm going to give you some really, 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 really important big stuff. People are going to be emotional. Yes, emotional during the holiday season. We find the window from the beginning of October as the weather starts changing for fall through Valentine's pretty emotional. It's sometimes yucky emotional. So we want you to work with your clients to discover more things that they can get excited about with you. Maybe you're going to do a holiday social and a mingle. Do a speed date in the middle of the holiday season so they can meet people. People just want someone maybe to buy them a gift, somebody to celebrate the new year with. Some people also, I find, they'll emotionally block out and be like, I'm not going to try to date during the holidays because they're so scared of letdown that they even block it all out. So find things that are going on in your community that people can enjoy, people can participate with. Find things that would be exciting, something that would be a neat thing. Maybe there is a festival going on. Maybe there is some kind of fun wine tasting going on. Those are going to be neat mingle things where your clients can go to, but you might be able to also partner with somebody else. Maybe they're going to have some kind of a gift bazaar and you could partner with them to have a booth, to have something that you can show people to support. But also, this time of year, people get bonuses. They get a little extra cha-ching to thank them for their hard work, and they're actually more apt to spend it on themselves with a bonus. So be a matchmaker that is ready and willing to be hired when they're ready to have some love and attention. And know that as busy holiday season gets, this is something you can really let your clients know. You enjoy your holidays and you have a good time. I'll be here making sure that I'm looking out for your person. It kind of takes off that burden of feeling like they did just shut down for the holiday season, because people do that. That, oh, my matchmaker's taking care of that, so I can go ahead and deal with all of my usual busy holiday stuff. And she'll let me know, or he'll let me know when it's time for me to go on a date. And I'll respond, but I'm going to make sure I'm busy. So you've got to think about these conversations that are going on in your client's mind. And that is going to be your biggest key to moving yourself forward. This is an exciting opportunity for you. Holiday season has been very, very good for us when we choose for it to be. But sometimes we don't want to work as hard, so it might not sell as much, but it's going to be reflective of your willingness to step up to the plate. People really don't want to wrap up the year single. They'd like to have somebody. So come January, I'll tell you, if you weren't working hard for them now, they'll be wanting to know in January why their person hasn't arrived. It's New Year, New Year's resolutions, time to get going. Business is great in January. I remember one year waking up, and on January 1st, I had a brand new $5,000 client who just signed right up, was ready to go. She's like, I'm not letting another year be single, so I want a great package. Let's get started. So it was wonderful. You never know what's possible. But again, having that call to action and getting them to pay for the first thing will get them to pay for a lot more things as they go. Now, I've really enjoyed sharing some exciting tips, awesome information that I know has made us very successful, and I want you to be very successful. So to thank you for taking the time out of your Saturday to learn more, I want to let you know that I've got some specials for you. So I'm going to change the page here real quickly, and see if I can figure out how to do that. All these little computer things. There we go. So now, because you're part of the webinar, we're going to give you a special through tomorrow night, so it's only through midnight tomorrow, that our business in a bundle is actually valued at $4,444 for 4 weeks of extensive training. Every week you get audio from me and you get business tools, a breakdown of every single thing you will need to know to have a successful business. Every Monday, you will be receiving this information for 4 whole weeks just because of what we're doing for you. Now, it's normally $9.97. Even at that, it's an amazing value. You're saving over $3,000 or about that. Now, through Sunday, you can get it for $3.97. So 4 weeks of extensive training, handouts, breakdown of material. It's all going to be yours for only $3.97. And the bonus, I'm actually going to give you an extra private half-hour phone conversation that you and I can have together. But you do need to do the purchase before the day is done tomorrow. And so that's really, really important for you. And then the next one is our 20 days of business tips. The second option we have is a book that I have created for entrepreneurs, and you can put your love energy spin on it and change the challenges up for the love part. But every day for 20 days, you will be able to read something from the book that will inspire you. It will give you inspiration, ideas, and tips. Sometimes there's 3 things to do. Sometimes there's 6 and 7 things to do. So each day, Monday through Friday for 4 weeks, you will have amazing tips. Normally this is $47. For today only, you get it for half the price. So $23.50. It's yours. And once you make that purchase, you'll get the whole 4-week set all at one time. And then starting each Monday, you go through the week and enjoy it, and then come back around to it a month from now, start it all over again. And then to wrap up, you will get an opportunity to purchase more personal private mentoring training time with me. It's because you took the time to learn. You took the time to get the extra. We're giving away 3 half-hour sessions for private mentoring. It's regularly $375, but for you, it's only $125. So you can get a chance to talk to me 3 different times for half an hour, and these sessions never expire. So once you make the purchase, we'll send you a link with my calendar on it, and you just pick that half an hour that works for you. Maybe half an hour this month, half an hour next month, half an hour the next month after that. It's up to you. We can do it all at once, or we can do it in pieces. But your success is going to make so many more people believe in love again. So congratulations. I'm really proud of you for participating and learning more, and I am hopeful that you got some nuggets. When you get a chance, please pop an email off to us to let us know what you learned and what you would like for me to train on for our next webinar. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.